Before the Cold War's bombs erupted, there was a quiet man with wire-rimmed glasses and a head full of equations. His name was Klaus Emil Julius Fuchs, a refugee, a physicist, and a spy. He helped build the atomic bomb and helped someone else build it faster. Now, we trace his journey. From the pastor's son in Germany to his confession at M15, and finally to his silent years behind the Iron Curtain. Born December 29, 1911, in Rüsselsheim, Germany, Klaus was raised by Emil Fuchs, a Lutheran pastor turned pacifist and socialist. Their family was derided as Die Roten Füchse, the Red Foxes. At Leipzig and Kiel universities, Klaus studied mathematics and physics, but politics consumed him. He joined the Communist Party, believing Marxist ideals could repair Germany's chaos. When Hitler rose to power in 1933, Fuchs escaped through France to Britain, leaving behind a warrant for treason and his mother's suicide. In Bristol, Neville Mott and Max Born saw brilliance in the shy refugee. Born later said, Fuchs had the quietness of genius. In 1940, the British government interned thousands of Germans, refugees and Nazis alike. Fuchs found himself behind barbed wire, shipped to Canada. After lobbying by Born and Rudolf Peierls, he returned to Britain. By 1941, he was helping Peierls design theoretical models for tube alloys, the British atomic project. In 1943, Fuchs was sent with Britain's scientific mission to Columbia University, then on to Los Alamos under Hans Bethe. He became an expert on implosion design, how to make plutonium compressed to detonation. But already, he had made another decision. He had volunteered to the Soviet NKVD in 1941, seeing the USSR as a loyal ally against fascism. Released from FBI Vault, Harry Gold, a Swiss-born American laboratory chemist, said, "My only contact from whom I obtained information was Dr. Klaus Fuchs." Between 1943 and 45, Fuchs passed theoretical papers, timing diagrams, and data on the Fat Man design. He described the lenses, detonation wave speeds, and neutron initiators. FBI Vault on Rosenberg files also reveals that he had admitted that the technical information furnished included the full details concerning the atomic bomb, learned at Los Alamos. By the time of the Trinity test in July 1945, the Soviets already possessed his notes. After the war, Fuchs stayed briefly in the US for Operation Crossroads, then returned to Britain in 1946. He became head of theoretical physics at the Harwell Atomic Energy Research Establishment. Between 1947 to 1949, he continued espionage, sending data on early hydrogen bomb models and plutonium studies. As tension grew, so did suspicion. The Venona project decrypted Soviet cables. One source, REST or CHARLES, matched a British scientist in atomic research. Venona revealed details of extensive Soviet espionage in the United States during and after World War II. By late 1949, MI5 invited Fuchs for an informal chat. He appeared calm. "There are people who I know by sight, whom I trusted with my life and who trusted me with theirs," said Klaus Fuchs. He said, "I had complete confidence in Russian policy." In his written confession, 10th of February 1950, he claimed moral duty to keep atomic power from being monopolized. According to the U.S. State Department documents, he admitted he had transmitted atomic energy information to the Soviet Union because he had been devoted to communism. On the 1st of March 1950, Klaus Fuchs pled guilty under the Official Secrets Act. He was sentenced to 14 years, the maximum term. He served 9 years and 4 months at Wakefield Prison, often reading philosophy and writing physics papers. Released June 1959, his British citizenship was revoked. What did Moscow gain? Historians disagree. David Holloway argues Fuchs's leaks accelerated Soviet progress by validating implosion concepts. Frank Close says they reduced uncertainty, but didn't hand over a blueprint. Edward Teller later downplayed their value. Anglo-American intelligence assessments of Fuchs's espionage set within broader estimates of the Soviet threat. Whatever the debate, the first Soviet atomic test on 29 August 1949 proved one thing: the monopoly was over. Upon release, Fuchs resettled in the German Democratic Republic. He married Greta Keilson and became deputy director of the Central Institute for Nuclear Research, Rossendorf, near Dresden. The GDR honored him with the Order of Karl Marx. He published prolifically, lectured on physics, and remained loyal to socialist ideals until his death in East Berlin, the 28th of January, 1988. Fuchs never denied what he'd done. He saw himself not as traitor, but as moral equalizer, someone preventing a single nation from holding the bomb's power alone. In his MI5 confession documents, he said, "I believed that the Western Allies deliberately allowed Russia and Germany to fight each other to the death." Whether naive or idealistic, his conviction altered history. Hans Bethe later said, "Klaus Fuchs was the only physicist I knew who truly changed the course of history."